why I'm checking to check out. So today I want to start with a little bit of a positivity. Um, yesterday was a bad day for me. Yesterday, uh, fucking hell, I had a deadline in about 2 years. Yeah, in about 2 years, man. But anyway, less of that. Um, start on a positive note. Today, why don't you tell one of your best friends or one of your friends, drop them a text, say, hey, how you doing, morning, afternoon. I just want you to know, that you mean a lot to me, blah 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 blah, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Send that text to your friend, to your partner, to family, stuff like that. Let people be aware of how you feel and the positive impact they provide to you, the positive impact that they give to you in your life, stuff like that. And you know what I mean? And they probably won't be expecting it either. So that can make somebody's day. Just wake up to a text like that. Something something close with it. You know what I mean? And you see a text like that. So see a text saying something like, "Hey, good morning." I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name now. I don't know, Susan, for example. Morning, Sue. How you doing? Hope you have a good day. Just wanting to know that you mean a lot to me over these years, and I think a lot of you think highly of you, and I really appreciate you. Just imagine waking up and reading a text like that. It's gonna make that person feel extra good, doesn't it? That might make somebody else's day. That might set someone up for a fucking great day ahead. A nice positive outlook on the day. You know what I mean? So it's always good to make people aware of how you feel and what they mean to you, because again, we never know when we're not promised tomorrow, and us as human beings, we're naturally inclined to be complacent and to think that we'll make it to tomorrow, which we don't. We don't all make it to tomorrow. You know what I mean? All you got to do is look in the news of people who've had car crashes, freak accidents, how problems with a heart attack or something like that. That's what all you got to do is look at the news. People are dying every day. And you know what I mean? And there's people out there who are wishing right now that they could just have one more conversation with that person, just to let them know how to really feel about the person. You know what I mean? So don't take things off for granted. Tell the person, tell whoever you want today, how much how much they mean to you. How much that you appreciate them, stuff like that. Nothing crazy. You don't have to write a novel. Very simple. It doesn't take a lot of words. But it can have a major impact. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. You gotta bear with me because I've got a fucking blocked nose. Got this fucking hay fever is kicking my ass. I can't fucking breathe properly. Fucking hell. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say now. But yeah. When you see a stranger on the street, smile at them, say hello. Don't get me wrong. In today's society, people just fucking walk past you and they'll fucking ignore you. You know what I mean? Like fucking yesterday when I finished work, because you gotta, like, when you finish work, you can't just walk out the gate. But so it's like a turnstile. You can't just walk out there. What you gotta do, you gotta walk up into the reception part, then you gotta like scan yourself out, and like sometimes it's just random checks. But anyway, so obviously I was walking up the stairs, and there was a lady coming a few steps behind me. So as I normally do anyway, regardless of who it is, whether it's a man, woman, or child, I'll leave the door open. You know, so I walked through, left the door open. Did the woman say thanks? No, not a fucking dicky bird, fucking rude bitch. You know what I mean? People that really rub me up the wrong way, but again, I don't really take it too seriously no more. I just think that's just how people are, man. You know what I mean? So people that really, you know, it doesn't take a lot. Manners does not cost anything, but you'll be surprised how many rude people out there who don't incorporate manners. You know what I mean? But hey, but yeah. Hold the door for somebody when you're going through. Say hello to somebody. Smile at somebody. You know. All these things that were, you know, once upon a time were the norm. But as we're progressing, as the years are progressing, our communication with people are degressing. What's the word? Trying to think. Our people skills are degressing, right? And that can be down to, there's quite a lot of factors involved with that, but I'm not going to go into it. But you know, stay true to you, be polite. That's why I'd always open the door for somebody. You know, that's just who I am. Stuff like that. But just basic courtesy, basic manners. That's how I've been brought up. You know. Yeah. So you never know. So you never know what the most simplest words can make a difference to somebody's outlook on their day or their life or whatever. So anyway, without making this too long, I'll wrap this up now. And the next video I'm gonna make, look, it's a bit different from what I've been talking about really. But we're gonna talk about why the government are demonizing sugar, and the real reasons behind it, and the fact that sugar doesn't make you fat. Yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm gonna deep dive into that a little bit more on my next video, because it's getting out of hand now anyway. So with that, I'm out.